Welcome back from that short break. I'm still your host, I'm Kingsley Ipalibo, and this is still Atlantic Television Network, and this is ATN Genz. From the headlines to the studio, we have Quincy D in the studio. Quincy, good evening and welcome to the show today.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And straight into the headlines today. Nollywood streets are buzzing after Kunle Afolayan and Funke and Kudele found themselves on opposite sides of a hot industry gist, the promo grind. Kunle basically questioned this new era where filmmakers must double as content creators, influencers and hype machines just to push their films. His angle, make the film well and let the work speak, not too much online noise. Funke and Kudele's scam, totally different energy. Her record-breaking runs didn't happen by vibes alone. Heavy promo, online presence, interviews, kits, the whole rollout package. For her supporters, it's simple. If you no promote, you go ghost. In today's Nollywood, attention is currency, and Funke knows how to spend it well. As Gen Z would say, no visibility, no movement. Now the timeline is split. One side is shouting, focus on craft. The other is saying, now promo, they sell tickets. But beyond the back and forth, this whole gist exposes a bigger truth. Nollywood is evolving fast and the hustle has changed. Talent is key, yes, but packaging also essential. Different grind, same goal. No be beef, na reality check. Quincy, is Nollywood now about filmmaking alone, or is it about full-time marketing? Because you look at both sides of the divide. Funke and Kudele is telling you have to market your products. Kunle Afolayan is telling you let the work speak for itself. So I mean, is it about filmmaking or is it just about full-time marketing for you?
Okay. First of all, let's go into this filmmaking.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about filmmaking, it's actually a business.
Yeah.
Yes. And we go into business for the purpose of making profit, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And now we know that advertising, or let's call it marketing, is a life wire to every business.
All right.
So more to that, we can say that yes, filmmaking, the whole reason behind it, or the whole idea, is actually to promote culture, to promote morals, and all of that in the society. So I don't think there's anything wrong in marketing it.
Yeah. And for you, did Funke and Kudele, actually crack the code, or is the pressure just getting too much?
She actually cracked it. I mean, we need that vibe.
All right.
Okay, like, I am not really a Nigerian movie person, but then whenever her film comes up, you have to watch it, because why? There is publicity everywhere. Yeah. So you see, now there's actually talent. There's actually talent. But if that talent is not exposed, it will stay hidden. So you have to showcase it. So there is nothing wrong in promoting her business or her films the way she does.
Don't you believe that these movies will sell themselves? I mean, for Kunle Afolayan, he believes you're putting in that much work, you're doing the promos, you're doubling as a content creator, you're doing content online, you're doing giveaways, you're doing everything to market that movie. And when that movie goes into the cinema, you collect a lower paycheck than someone who maybe he's doing it with an online movie platform and he doesn't need to do all those promo and he still gets his money. So I mean, you look at it both sides of the divide. I mean, do you think he's making sense for you? I mean, does he have a sense in what he's saying?
Actually, yes. Talking from the place of talent, but still, you have to watch the movie first. You have to develop that interest of watching the movie before you can see the talent. Am I right?
Yeah.
And then without the promotion, I don't have the zeal to watch it, especially if I'm not somebody that is into Nigerian movies. I don't have that zeal. As funny as it sounds, he's a very popular producer, but I tell you that some people have not watched his movies. Basically because, I mean, the names of his movies is basically Yoruba, the settings and all of that. So I might think that this movie is kind of cultural based. He has a target audience. Yeah. So I might not have so much interest. But when I see one or two clips from the movie and they look very interesting, the promotion, dancing and all of that, I might say, what exactly? Let me see what it is. Now, another thing another scenario I would like to create. You see these cultural movies. I want to be more specific this time. The Hausa movies. they don't do more of, you know, publicity, but they have their target audience. But still, they don't have much audience as people that do promotions.
Yeah, but do you believe like a movie can blow without social media hype in 2026? Is it
Well,
possible?
like I said, if you have a target audience, like the Hausa movies, they have a target audience, so they don't need social media.
So where do you side actually with this? You know, is it quality first or visibility first?
Oh my God, please be visible.
All right.
And then you give me the quality afterward.
All right. I mean, we are going to go on to the next point of our discussion, where relationship guru and Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo has shocked fans after revealing he got a tattoo. And not just any tattoo, but one he personally drew. Known for his motivational talks and Christian relationship guidance, Okonkwo's latest move has left social media buzzing. People are asking, is this a new trend, a personal statement, or just a creative flex? Fans are divided online. Some say it's inspiring to see a spiritual leader embrace self-expression and modern culture, while others question whether tattoos align with his pastoral image. As Genz would put it, or more, this one different. Pastor know they carry last for style. Memes and comment threads exploded as people tried to decode the meaning behind the ink. Beyond the shock factor, the story highlights how younger audiences are blending faith, creativity, and self-expression. Whether you stand or side-eye Okonkwo's tattoo conversation, it has gone global, proving that even religious leaders can spark viral debate on identity and culture. For some, it's art. For others, it's a statement. Either way, the timeline is late. I mean, were you surprised when you saw Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo?
Of course I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
You wasn't?
I wasn't.
I don't think it's a normal thing for you to wake up and you see your Nigerian pastor. Not just any country, your Nigerian pastor with a tattoo.
Exactly the point. Why does it have to be a Nigerian pastor? I mean, we watch other pastors from the wider world.
Is it
do
really?
that.
Is it common among Christians? I mean, you could even talk about, the Western world.
Yes.
I don't think it's common to see Christians with tattoos.
Well, some of them, they said they had those tattoos before they gave their life to Christ and all of that. Now, another thing is, what if these tattoos actually tell the story? What if it's a way of telling of a testimony? You know, what if they use this tattoo to do something for their faith? Like what he said, what he wrote was a Bible verse.
Yeah.
That is what he said. So he said just in the next 24 hours after getting that tattoo, he was able to reach, I mean, a wider audience through that tattoo.
Yeah.
So possibly he drew that tattoo for the sake of his faith.
Yeah, and it's been a normal trend where we've seen pastors and spiritual leaders try to go into modern trends, especially now with Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo with tattoo. I mean, should we be seeing pastors involving themselves with modern trends? I think they are infiltrating the religion per se.
Well, what I have to say about religion is religion is actually based on conviction.
Yeah.
So when God was actually speaking to them, you were not there.
Yeah.
So they did these things out of conviction. So it is not about the religion. Religion is actually, Christianity is actually a way of life, just like every other religion.
Right.
So I don't see it as a bad thing for someone to have a tattoo. Because even from the Bible, those tattoos actually originated from a worship. Yes.
But we're talking about the Bible now. When this tattoo actually came out, a lot of people pointed to the Bible in Leviticus 3, where it says that, you should not have ink, on your skin or draw an image on your skin. And for a pastor to get that image, is that not contradictory to the Bible?
No. It is not. That Leviticus, the reason for that was because this tattoo was actually, they did it as a practice for Baal. That was a god that they worshipped.
Yeah.
So they tear their skin, and then because of that practice. So the reason why they were asked not to tattoo their skin was because they did not want to infiltrate their own religion.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
To others.
I mean, you look at Pastor Okonkwo, after this issue, how do you think his public image, is it going to be for the better or for the worse?
Of course it's going to be for the better.
For the better?
Yes, it's going to be for the better, because people that have tattoos, they will really understand that, oh, there is still a place for them in God.
Right.
You understand? So maybe thinking that, oh, I already have a tattoo, there is no need for going to church and all of that.
And talking about, being accepted into, Christianity, self-expression, becoming more important, than, tradition in faith circles. Because you look at Christianity, they have a certain tradition. Like you said, it is a way of life. And they have a certain way of life. When you see a Christian, they have a certain way of life. If you see a Muslim, you might be able to identify them by the way they behave.
Yeah.
When you have this self-expression, coming into these religions and this way of life, it's not going to be hard, to identify, people in these religions. It's going to be a problem.
Okay. Well, having a tattoo on does not really define whether you're a Christian or not. Like I said, religion basically has to do with your conviction. It has to do with your faith and how you practice that faith. So having a tattoo on, it has nothing to... In fact, it might be sounding maybe off, or maybe I wasn't supposed to think that way, or maybe because I am African, and Africans have the way we practice our own religion. But on the other hand, it is something different. And yes, people might get drawn to that religion because he is a pastor and he has a tattoo. I am not a pastor, I have a tattoo. So I will understand that, oh, God loves me and I have a place in God.
And do you think this will inspire other leaders, to get creative? Because, we are seeing pastors. Just a few weeks ago, we saw a pastor, praying about Manchester United and Arsenal match.
Oh, wow.
And just 2 days ago, Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo is getting a tattoo. So, is it about pastors getting really creative, trying to get the audience? Do you think this is a personal statement, or he's doing this just for clout?
Well, like he said, personally, he said the reason why he had that was to reach a wider audience.
Right.
So, yes, it's going to help them to be more creative. They are going to think outside the box. What can I do to make people understand the message I am trying to pass across? What can I do to make them understand that there is still a place for them in Christ? So that is the most important. What is the reason behind that?
So personally, I'm asking you now, I'm asking you as a person, Quincy, if you're somewhere sitting down and you see a man full of tattoos coming over to you and he says he wants to preach the gospel to you, what would be your reaction? Your honest reaction, be honest.
Well, like I said, I don't see it as actually a bad thing.
But I'm just asking for your honest opinion. Would you give me listening ears?
Yes, of course. Of course, why? Of course, yes, I will.
All right. We're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we have a whole lot to discuss. The Grammy Awards just it just happened yesterday, and we have all the gist, we have everything that happened. Just stay tight. When we come back from this short break, we're going to be giving you the full gist. Stay locked in. This is still Atlantic Television Network. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back from the short break. It's still ATN Gen Z, and I still have Quincy D in the studio with me. We're going to dive straight into the matters at hand, where the Grammy Award have once again put African music in the global spotlight. But this time, the shine came with serious controversy. South African star Tyler's win in the Best African Music Performance category has triggered heavy conversations online, especially among Afrobeat fans who feel the award was created mainly with Best African sounds in mind. For many Nigerians, the question is simple: how did a song widely tagged as Amapiano or Pop African edge out core Afrobeat records? Tyler supporters argue that African music is bigger than Afrobeat and that the Grammys intentionally created the category to represent the entire continent. From that angle, Tyler didn't take anything. She simply competed and won. But critics say the category's branding, submission pool, and public perception still lean heavily towards Afrobeat, making the win feel like an industry mismatch. As Gen Z would say, the math is not matching. Beyond the noise, this saga exposes a deeper issue. African sounds are global, but the systems defining them are still catching up. Afrobeats, Amapiano, Afrobop, all these genres overlap, yet fans want clarity, fairness, and respect for cultural origins. While Tyler's win is a big moment for South Africa, it has also reignited calls for the Grammy to better define African categories going forward. No hate, just accountability, because African music deserves structure, not confusion. Quincy, did Tyler really win an Afrobeat coded category, or do you think fans are overreacting?
Well, generally, a win is a win.
Yeah.
So she did win.
So you think the fans are overreacting looking at it? I mean, she won in a category where, I mean, it says Best African Music Performance. It didn't say Best Afrobeat Music Performance. So, I mean, but a lot of people will tell you that is an Afrobeat coded category. So do you think the fans are really overreacting on this win? Because obviously it states an African music performance, not Afrobeat. But a lot of fans, there've been a lot of cry out. So, I mean, what do you think about this?
Well, generally,
yeah,
the Grammy Award just categorizes African beats under one, which is the Afrobeat. So if she won the African Beats Award, then it is for the whole African beats, whether piano, Afrobeat, Afropop, and all of that. So she won.
And do you think, I mean, you look at Tyler's, the song Push to Start that actually won the Grammy, it's more of a Western sound. It doesn't really define when you talk about African music as a whole. It sounds more pop. So, I mean, are they trying to infiltrate into the African music as a whole? Is it a plot? Do you think it's a plot by, Western music, Hollywood, to try to infiltrate into, African music?
Well, my own opinion, though, I think the Grammy, they just want to make Africa feel that there is a place in the whole award thing. Because when you look at it, I mean, the whole song wasn't about African culture and all of that, but they still had to put it into African beats because they did not want to include her in their own kind of categories. So I just think they are just trying to create an impression that they are carrying African music along.
Yeah, and for you, who defines African music? Because a lot of people are looking at Grammy validation. Is it actually the culture or the music, the award bodies that, defines African music as a whole?
It's actually the bodies.
So you don't think the culture defines African music?
It's the bodies. Because looking at it, it is what they want, who they want, that actually gets it. How they want it. You understand? So they are the ones that defined it.
And do you think, this win will help Africa as a whole? Or, does it actually put Africa into more of a division, with this scene from what we've seen, especially the cry out from fans? We've seen a lot of South African fans, Nigerian fans, having issues online. Do you think, it's going to create a divide, or is going to strengthen us, Africa as a whole?
Definitely, it's going to create a divide.
Yeah.
Definitely. And, well, I would say, unfortunately, the Western world, they don't really care about that. They don't really see it as a big deal or a big issue. So you understand? So definitely it's going to get, because we know the kind of music we produce and we know the genres of this music. But then putting it together, and then it's definitely going to
And for you, I want to ask you a personal question. You look at Tyler's song Push to Start. Do you feel it's supposed to be, why are we not seeing African music, you know, in those categories? Is it because they are Africans? They
Yes.
put them in
Africa,
Afrobeat
yes,
categories?
exactly.
Because you look at Tyler's Push to Start, a lot of people will tell you it is a pop song. So you look at it, it's a pop song, but because she's an African,
exactly,
they put it in
Afrobeat.
So I mean, is it going to be a big problem going forward? Because it's just looking like Africans are being boxed in. They are not allowed to compete in those main categories.
Yes.
I mean, what's the way forward for African music?
Well, I think there is need for them to actually look into the song, not about the person. The person, I mean the culture.
Yeah.
So if you look at this, you will see that no matter the song you actually produce as an African, it always goes under Afrobeat, which is African music. So I think the way forward is for them to actually look into the music, look at it very well, and then diversify it.
All right. I mean, what's the way forward for Africans? I mean, what should we do? Should we forget about, this Grammy validation? Because it seems like, a lot of Africans are looking at Grammys when we can build our own industry. So, what do you think? Is it about proving them wrong, boycotting these awards, trying to beat some?
Well, well, time passed and all of that. You see that Africans always rely on the wider world.
Yeah.
It is actually a good thing if we can be able to start that up, to really just create our own kind of, that kind of granite stuff in Africa. But who is ready to take the lead? That is it.
All right, still on the Grammy, the Grammy night went left real quick after Trevor Noah cracked a joke that touched raw nerves.
Oh my.
While hosting, Trevor joked that artists want a Grammy almost as badly as Donald Trump wants Greenland. Then doubled down by dragging Epstein, Bill Clinton into the punchline. Crowd laughed, timeline exploded, and just like that, music night turned political real fast. Why you go poke bear like that? Donald Trump did not laugh at all. He jumped straight to Truth Social, flaming Trevor Noah, calling the Grammys trash, and denying any link to Epstein Island. Trump said he's never been there, never stepped close, and warned that lawyers might soon enter the chat. Internet translation: say less, we go court. From jokes to legal threats, the switch up was insane and instant. Now the streets are debating, was Trevor Noah doing comedy or did he actually cross the line? Some say comedians should be free to joke about anyone, especially powerful figures. Others say award stages no be late night shows. One thing is clear, politics, pop culture, and cancel culture are now roommates. Grammy Awards don't finish, but the wahala just the warm up. The timeline is still hot. Quincy, you look at comedians, especially when it comes to these awards, these events. We saw about 4 years ago, we heard a joke was made that prompted Will Smith, to slap someone on stage, and it has come to the question, and a lot of questions have been asked since then. As comedians, are they always crossing the line when it comes to their jokes? There have to be a point where, they have to stop. Do you think comedians do not know the line, where they do not know where to stop and where to begin for you?
Well, from what Donald Trump said, it means that that statement made was false. So I think there should be a line, especially because he is a political figure. Not just that, he's like the #1 man of which everybody knows about.
But some people will tell you Donald Trump is being just too sensitive.
He's not being too sensitive. He's protecting his image. That is what it is. Now, you don't lie against somebody in the name of cracking jokes. That is actually defamatory. So he just did not know when to stop. He actually crossed the line because he's a political figure and he has to protect that image.
Yeah, but some will tell you that powerful figures like Trump, should learn to ignore such jokes. Do you think he's right by fighting back? Because a lot of people will know this is a joke. This is said by a comedian. So do you think, he should just ignore it? It's Trevor Noah. I mean, it's just Trevor Noah, or is there any reason he needs to fight back for you?
Well, you know that these kind of platforms,
Yeah.
they use it for political campaigns.
Yeah.
And you know that there's a lot of, they raise political issues and concerns in platforms like this,
Yeah.
like the Grammy Awards. So he has to clear the air because he has supporters and he's building a database and all of that. So he has to clear the air.
Yeah.
So it's not about him being a comedian. Why are you saying it? Is it from a place of hate or what? So he needs to clear the line.
And talking about, you talked about this award show, you know, being used to platform, I mean, political views. I mean,
Yeah.
do you think this clash actually, it's opening people's eyes to see that these award shows are more political than musical for you?
Yes, it's definitely political. They come on, they talk about trending political issues. They try to talk about policies. And then also there is lobbying, of which we know about. And then there is favoritism and all of that. The committee judgments and all of that. The awards and all of that. So definitely it's political. So if it's a political ground, then things have to be set straight. Whether it's a show or whatever, it has to be set straight. Because these things involve persons. And these persons are not just mere persons. They are political figures.
Yeah.
They are people we look up to.
Right.
So there is need for clarity, especially when it is false. There is no need for such jokes.
Yeah, I'm talking about award shows being political. I mean, what's your opinion on the Grammys award? I mean, we've seen a whole lot of awards, but talking about the Grammy, do you see the Grammy as a political awards show for you?
Definitely, yes. I mean, there is lobby, of which everybody knows about. There is favoritism. The committee makes the decision on who is the winner. So these are all political grounds.
All right.
You know, it is being influenced. Once it is being influenced, then it is political.
And is it about, you know, some people will tell you you have free speech. Is this a free speech moment for you? I mean, what Trevor Noah said, I mean, he made a whole lot of jokes. Is it just free speech for you, or is it just straight up disrespect?
For the person of Donald Trump,
Yeah.
I would not call it a free speech. Though we have countries that practice that kind of journalism. You know, there are countries that they have the free liberty kind of press.
I mean, America is the champion. The
Yes.
champion, you know,
Yes.
free speech. And
Yes.
all of a sudden, you know, Trevor Noah has said something. He has the right to free speech. And it
Yes.
feels like he hit a nerve on Donald Trump.
Yes, he actually has the right to free speech. And that is why, if he doesn't know his limit, I mean,
Right.
what did he say? Threatening to sue him. So when you are saying something, I mean, you should have some concrete evidence
Yeah.
in saying it. You don't just say these things, knowing fully well that this is a political figure. And he has to build his network, database and all politically. So what happens if some of his followers or his supporters are actually victims? You know, what happens? They will think he is involved in the crime and all of that. So these are the things that have to be in check, even if it's a free-spirited
So what you're trying
speech.
to say is celebrities should not be allowed to joke, you know, about political figures, or is this career suicide for you?
Well, they shouldn't, it's not like they shouldn't be allowed to joke, but the joke should be based on facts, not just because they want to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What he said was actually not true. It was false. It was false. So whether it's a joke or not, it is false. False information should not go public.
Yeah.
You get, false information should not be circulated. That is one of the rules of media. You should curtail those informations. You should not just say it because it is false. You should have verification and you should have facts before you say certain things. So it is not about being free, practicing free press or whatever. Those things have legal backings.
Yeah.
Words have legal backings. What you say, you cannot take it back. That is what they say. You cannot take what you have said back. Now, if there are legal actions against him, what proof does he really have? Will he go to court and tell them it was a joke? He was already sued for defamatory of character.
Yeah.
That was what he said he was going to sue him for. So, when you're doing these things, you should know that these persons are people of high standard. People are looking up to them. People are looking at what good can this man add to our society. Right. And then when you're involving him in such a joke, it is, I mean, you're bringing down his value and integrity.
And you're talking about, still on Trevor Noah, I mean, on same award show, I mean, he made statements about Nicki Minaj, where he also criticized her, you know, for her stance with Donald Trump. I mean, does it look like there's a cancel culture in the pop industry, you know, the pop culture? Does it have, I mean, a cancel culture? Is it now a normal thing for us to see, I mean, an artist that is not on the side of these people and being cancelled? She wasn't in the ceremony yesterday, and a lot of artists who are not on the side of these people are not in this ceremony. They were not nominated, and a lot of them did not get to win awards. So, I mean, do you think, I mean, cancel culture has come to stay when it comes to the music industry?
Yes, because like I also said, these things are, sorry so to say it, it has been political.
Yeah.
So, if they are not on the same standing, then you get to see this. And yes, because these shows are being run by them, it is going to continue. So it have come to stay, fortunately or unfortunately for some persons.
And for Trevor Noah, do you think, I mean, he has a lot to learn, and for comedians who are going to get the stage, MCs, professional MCs who are eventually going to get the stage, do you think this is going to be a learning curve for them?
Yes.
Because if eventually he's being sued for defamation, a lot of people will be careful on what they say. So do you think this is going to be a learning curve, I mean, for other comedians and other MCs, you know, for the upcoming shows?
Well, yes, I think it's going to be, because there are actually some jokes that are just too much. Let me just call it that. Yeah. It is just too much. It is over. It is crossing the line. It is crossing boundaries. So yes, if he's, I mean, definitely they are going to learn from it, and then they will curtail their tongue a little. Nobody said cracking jokes are not good or comedy is bad. But must it be based on a particular person, or must you crack these jokes targeted towards a person? There are other things you can use for jokes. I mean, it will still be funny.
But that has been, you know, when you look at the culture of the Grammys and these award shows, you can talk about the Oscars, the Emmys award. They normally use, you know, trending issues, you know, trending societal issues, you know, whatever has happened, you know, with, I mean, their own, I mean, with their colleagues, you know, to make jokes, and a lot of people have seen it, has brushed it off.
Yes.
And you look at it, I mean, under the era of Donald Trump, they've made jokes about other political leaders before, and Donald Trump, is he looking more and more like, I mean, he's running the country like an authoritarian? Because if people are not allowed to joke, are not allowed to make such comments, I mean, a lot of people know he is Trevor Noah, and most of the things he's saying are just jokes. So do you think it's spoiling the culture? I mean, he's trying to, I mean, reduce the culture of these awards. I mean, what's the fun in these awards if you cannot make light jokes out of trending issues?
Like I said, there are certain things that you can also use as joke. It mustn't be a particular person. It mustn't be targeted. That it have happened over the years, or they have happened to other people and they take it lightly, does it really make it correct? Does it really make it the right thing to do? That is where we should look at it from. That is the angle we should look at it from. How has those jokes affected the people that it was targeted towards? I mean, yes, we know that he is a comedian. Yes, we know. But then he still has fans. He still has followers and all of that. And he's still human. So those jokes actually came from something. There is an origin to it. Sure you get. So what inspired you to say it? That is what we need to know. So what effect did those jokes have on the previous people? How did it affect them, either mentally or politically, socially, and all of that? How did these things happen? What happened? How did they actually overcome these things? You might not know, because from the outer world, he was done with the show and everybody was happy, everybody went home. But what is your perception? what perspective do you have about them after the joke?
Now, I'm still talking about this Donald Trump issue. I mean, we saw Donald Trump. He did not just stop at Trevor Noah. He went for the TV station that broadcasted it, and also he went after the Grammys. So you look at the Grammys award, I mean, Donald Trump is going to be in office next year, eventually when the next Grammy is going to be held. I mean, are we not going to see the next Grammy because he's made a lot of statements, you know, threatening, I mean, the Grammys. I mean, even if we are going to see the Grammys, are we going to see the same Grammy we've seen over the years, or is it going to be a different version of the Grammys altogether?
I think there is always room for innovations and change. So,
is it going to be changed for the better or change for the worse?
Of course it's going to be for the better. We are going to work towards that.
Not a lot of people have complained. To my own knowledge, no, people have not been complaining about Grammys. A lot of people love the way the Grammys have been run, especially the shows. A lot of people enjoy the shows. So, I mean, what are we going to expect from the Grammys?
Well, we are still going to expect something new, something different, something innovative. So, now, this TV station, there's what is called censorship. You don't just air information. You know, there is censorship in that. So if he's going after the media station, it is because, I think, maybe because Nigeria has actually, they censor their TV stations and all of that. You don't just broadcast things. You get. So the reason why he'll be going after them is because they have actually, they are supposed to censor this thing, know that this is a hate speech. And then they should have known how to, you know, go about it, maybe for it not to cause so much buzzing online. But they went ahead to publish it the way it was.
All right, this is where we wrap it up on this episode of ATN Gen Z. I mean, thank you, Quincy D. I mean, you made the show a lovely show today.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to have.
All right, don't forget, this program is open for sponsorship, jingles, advert placement, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, product and service promotion, and commercials. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. We are also available on channel Avo TV, channel 205, Limex TV platform, Ifastech platform, Apple TV, Niger TV, Iroko TV. Don't forget to follow us on our social media, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and on X, Atlantic TV Next. Stay connected by following, subscribing, liking, and sharing our social media content. Don't forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay stepped into the culture. I am Kingsley Ipalibo.